Right now at 6, speaking out. La Crosse's elected officials ask the school district to reconsider its consolidation plan.
And political divide, vandalism is causing concern among the candidates and political experts.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. The election is 15 days away, and on the ballot, the future of La Crosse schools. Now, voters will decide whether to pass a nearly $200 million referendum to consolidate its high schools into one building.
Now, some people on the city council and on the county board are speaking out against that referendum. News 8 Now's Dua Israr is live outside the Hogan Administrative Office, where a school board meeting is taking place as we speak.
Amy and Ken, the La Crosse School Board is currently meeting to discuss two different debt levies. Now, this is just one of the many budget meetings that the district has had this year, the most important being the referendum. La Crosse's referendum has one of the largest price tags in the history of Wisconsin, and elected officials say it is rushed. In a highly divisive election year,
left, right, and center on the political spectrum,
both sides of the aisle agreeing is rare.
This is about community more so than it's about politics.
But some members of La Crosse's city council and county board say it's a necessary step to take.
Our job as elected officials is to act in the interest of our voters, and clearly all of us believe that the answer needs to be no. This is not a good plan for La Crosse.
In 2 weeks, La Crosse voters will decide whether to approve a $194.7 million school referendum. If it passes, Central and Logan High Schools will be consolidated into a new school on the former train site. If it fails, the superintendent says the district will still consolidate, but how has yet to be decided. Members of La Crosse's city and county board say the referendum is rushed.
A physical building, that should not be our #1 concern. It's the lives of the people that live here.
La Crosse parent Kat Skemp Moran is a member of the Vote Yes for La Crosse Schools group.
I don't know if any time would be a good time.
Moran says as enrollment numbers decline, it's important to support consolidation.
It's time to really come together and unify and build a stronger community and under one brand new high school and offer our school kids the best education possible. The money that can be saved by consolidation to be reinvested in teachers and staff.
Pursue a Better Plan organizer Courtney Locken says a vote against the current referendum does not mean it's a vote against education.
It's saying that we need to pursue a better plan.
Locken says she wants a plan that includes the voices of the North Side.
I believe that we have the time to do that so that we can come up with a plan that better serves our entire community and doesn't disenfranchise half of our neighborhoods.
Elected officials say they want the district to listen to the voices of the entire community.
If you want to be an elected official, you have to be accountable and have people have access to reaching you.
And give community members a seat at the table. Better Plan put out a petition earlier today to put a stop to the current referendum. They say they want the district to create a new plan that gets all the needs of every single community member. Reporting live in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
All right, thanks very much, Dua.
Now, we did ask the school district of La Crosse to respond to those concerns here today. The statement reads in part, the district surveyed community members and high levels of participation drove the school board's decision to put the referendum on the ballot.
All right, let's switch it up and talk some weather, and for that, we'll send it over to meteorologist Eric Dean.
All right, good evening, everybody. Hey, we have some rain on the radar at this hour. Take a look here at the radar scan. You can see that line of thunderstorms pushing its way just to the east of La Crosse, across portions of I-94 to the north and east of La Crosse, and you go down south over towards Prairie du Chien, seeing a line of rain and thunderstorms as we speak. So we have a low pressure system in charge. Back behind it is a cool front, and that's our weather maker as we go into tomorrow, with highs going back into the 40s and 50s. Today, though, not bad at all. In terms of temperature, yeah, we had the precip, much needed precip at that. We were in the 60s and 70s. 72 is the high in Black River Falls. 72 is the high in Eau Claire, 68 Black River Falls, 71 Sparta. We made it to 69 La Crosse. 67 was the high in Viroqua. And outside right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s, 50s, even 60s. You can see where the front is. Black River Falls checking in with the double nickels. 55 degrees. We're at 54 in La Crosse, 54 Winona, 53 is the current temperature in Eau Claire. Right now we're seeing a temperature of 54. That dew point's at 52, so that's why we have that low visibility at this hour. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk about cooler temperatures. As you know, the 70s, they can't last forever. It is fall after all. And then we're going to talk about when the precip chances win. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
You bet.
Well, over the weekend, Onalaska police officers recovered a stolen political sign vandalized with a swastika.
News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joins us live in the newsroom with a candidate's response and what acts like this mean for the state of American politics.
Amy and Ken, as political advertisements get nastier, so do attacks from extremists, and no race is exempt. Political analysts say this is a sign of the times. This time of year, roadsides are covered in political signs.
Vandalism in the past used to be closer to a disappearing yard sign.
That vandalism has gotten more extreme. Over the weekend, Onalaska police recovered a sign for 94th Assembly District candidate Ryan Hipsch, spray painted with a swastika.
But this one in particular got stolen from a location, apparently got vandalized with a Nazi symbol.
Hipsch says several of his signs have been stolen, but this was the first case of vandalism. Political analyst Joe Heim says though acts like these aren't frequent, they're popping up more often.
Those are not positive signs for democracy, positive signs for elections, because they're examples of extremism.
Hipsch's opponent, incumbent Democrat Steve Doyle, condemned the vandalism.
There's no place in politics for defacing other people's yard signs or ripping up their campaign literature or anything at all like that.
Doyle feels this could be a response to political attacks, but asks people to find other ways to express their frustrations.
Don't get upset, vote. That's the reaction that people should have. If they're upset about it, go work for a campaign. Don't do things that are destructive. Try to do things that are positive.
Neither candidate knows who's responsible.
Don't go to this. Stealing signs, vandalizing signs, that's not the Cooley region that I know.
Heim explains that as the gap widens, politicians themselves have a role to play.
Tone down the rhetoric, lower the temperature. And I will tell you, it is responsibility of the leaders of the parties, the elected leaders of the Democrats and the elected leaders of the Republicans, to speak up when things like this occur.
Now, both candidates and Heim say the best way to make your voice heard is to vote and get involved with campaigns, not vandalism. Back to you, Amy and Ken.
All right. Thank you, Emily.
And under Wisconsin law, causing damage to a sign is a misdemeanor crime.
Happening tomorrow, in-person absentee voting will begin in La Crosse. The city will open 3 polling sites, including City Hall. You got to bring an ID, and if you need to register or update your registration, you will need a proof of residency like a utility bill. La Crosse, the city clerk says absentee voting is an important option for voters.
Maybe they've, have a procedure in the hospital. Maybe they're just not going to be available on election day itself. This still gives them that opportunity of casting a ballot and having it counted on election day.
So here are your voting hours and locations for tomorrow. We're going to post a link to other voter information at news8000.com. If you requested an absentee ballot by mail and you received it, you can drop it off at one of those in-person locations.
Still to come, going green at home. Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin is promoting solar energy in La Crosse.
And later, swinging with joy. Kids at La Crosse's Southern Bluffs Elementary are celebrating a new addition at recess.
Democrats defunded and dispirited our police, creating the worst crime wave in decades. Biden spent us into 40-year high inflation, drove gas prices to record levels, and opened our borders, causing a flood of illegal immigrants and deadly drugs. Mandela Barnes supports all the policies causing you and your family so much pain. He will rubber stamp their liberal agenda. Mandela Barnes sides with radical leftists, not with you.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
No two sets of eyes are the same, and nothing should keep them from getting the expert eye care they need. That's why we'll cover your cost of your insurance copay or your eye exam. Schedule your eye exam at pearlvision.com.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Chart Industries. Who are we? We are your history. With over 70 years serving our city, our state, and our planet. We are your workforce, employing over 300 people with a stable income and rewarding careers. We are your community, proud to be part of the Cooley region, supporting the causes that matter to you. We are Chart Industries, building a better tomorrow together. Career opportunities available. chartindustries.com.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
911, what's your emergency?
I smell something delicious and I don't know what it is.
Ma'am, we've traced the smell, and it's coming from inside your oven.
Ah, amazing!
Papa Murphy's.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin is promoting renewable energy projects in La Crosse.
Senator Baldwin toured a La Crosse home recently fitted with solar panels. The tax credits in the Inflation Reduction Act signed into law this summer cover 30% of the cost to install solar panels. Senator Baldwin says that law will motivate more households to go solar and create growth for local solar businesses.
I think we're seeing a lot of hopefulness that we really can make this bold transition and do so with a significant reduction in our carbon emissions in the United States.
Baldwin also checked out Western Technical College's new electric vehicle charging station.
The Inflation Reduction Act includes tax credits for those who buy both used and new EVs.
Not a lot of sunshine today, though, huh?
No, not at all. Tough to charge today, for sure.
Yeah. Well, still to come, local kids' dreams are going to come true.
Southern Bluffs Elementary is making their students' days with some exciting playground developments.
And in the world of weather, it is raining across the Cooley region now. Temperatures right now in the 40s and 50s. And I think we can stay so long to the 70s for a while. We'll talk about that in the first forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Do home improvement projects scare you? Materials, permits, disposal, installation. Where do you start? With over 27,000 successful projects, all with certified professional installers, your home improvement company can make it easy from beginning to end. Schedule your appointment with us in October and get 10% off your entire project. Enjoy interest rates as low as 2.99% or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2024. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
Some things make you wonder, what the PAF? Like career politician Brad Pfaff voting to raise our taxes after promising not to. Then praising another $1 billion in tax hikes on Wisconsin families. Seriously, what the PAF? Or when he supported trillions of dollars in big government spending, creating record inflation. What the PAF? Makes you wonder how anyone could trust career politician Brad Pfaff. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Being there. Every minute of every day. As your community electric cooperative, it's not just our way of doing business. It's our way of life. And as a Touchstone Energy Cooperative member, that means value that goes far beyond the energy we provide. Value you can't really put a price on. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
When I started working at Michaels Corporation, Tim was 9 years old.
Tim worked in the trenches for many years when he first started out in this company.
51 years.
12 years. 20 years.
50 years.
Took a small Wisconsin company to one of the best in America.
Tim is really hardworking.
Very good leader, and he's going to tell you like it is.
Because of Tim Michaels, there are thousands of good paying jobs in Wisconsin.
Jobs that people are proud of.
I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to jump in a foxhole with Tim.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for changing conditions on and off-road. Get great deals on our most capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks, and both designed to give you greater confidence. Hurry, Ford SUV season will end soon. Now, for a limited time, get $500 retail order bonus cash on a 2022 Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
The latest edition at La Crosse's Southern Bluffs Elementary School has students screaming with delight.
A brand new swing set will be installed at the school's playground for the first time in its history. Students and teachers celebrated the big news, and PTO members say fundraising was actually a breeze because of all the community support.
With, all of the parents and families and community support, we have actually exceeded the goal. So we're at almost 32,000 now, so we're so thrilled that we'll be getting the swings hopefully in the summer.
So there will be 8 swings in total, and they will be fully accessible for people of all abilities.
So Underdog, that was a cool thing. And we were help us out. If you know, send us a message where you put 2 people and you sit tummy to tummy, belly button to belly, and you can both swing.
Yeah.
I don't double. You want to double?
Not sure what the terminology was.
Called, but they're gonna have so much fun.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a game changer.
Yeah, but they need some dry skies to do that, Eric.
Yeah, and today's not the day to do that. We have the rain and thunderstorms, and the temperatures are cooling off now. Matter of fact, you can see where the front is pushing its way through the region. Anything back behind it, we're seeing temperatures in the 50s. Anything ahead of it, we're seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Look at the difference. We're sitting at 54 in La Crosse, but you go to Madison, they're still checking in with 71 degrees. Now, the radar scan right now, we are seeing that line of thunderstorms pushing its way off towards the east. We'll go ahead and zoom in on some places. And I want to start off across the southern portion of the viewing area over towards Prairie du Chien, because you see that little storm track right here that's going to push its way through. And we'll go ahead and put some information on to see what this consists of here. We're not seeing any, obviously, no tornado threat there. The main threats here will be wind and maybe a little, okay, now the hail threat's gone. So this is just under a half inch an hour. Flooding impact will be a main concern with this as well, especially since it's very dry out there. We haven't seen much precip over the past several days, so flooding will be a concern with this. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the wide perspective, and we'll show you what's going on. So here's our front. Now we're on the back end of this cool front, which is going to do 2 things. First of all, it's going to clear that rain chance out starting tomorrow, but it's going to keep the wind out of the north and the northwest, which is going to keep those temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s on the high end. Outside right now, we're at 54 degrees. Hey, it's raining out there. Dew point's at 52, so with your temperature and your dew point so close together, that visibility is very low. Winds are out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Numbers for today made it to 69, but I want to draw your attention as to when we hit that. 153 this morning. 54 was our low. That was in the last hour. 58 and 39 is where we should be for this time of year. So here's a look at your SkyCast as we go into the next several hours. By the 10 o'clock hour, keeping that rain chance in the forecast, temperatures will hover right around 50 degrees. By the overnight hours, we'll see temperatures going into the mid-40s. The winds will start to die down and shift more out of the west as we go into your Tuesday morning. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s will greet you. So let's talk about the overnight lows. There you go, 30s and 40s. 42 in Viroqua, 43 Boscobel, 43 Prairie du Chien, 39 will be the overnight low in Decorah. So the rain chances are going to dissipate as we go into your overnight hours. Watch the wind as we go into your Tuesday. You see how it goes from yellow to blue. When it goes into blue, this blue shade, that's where the winds are going to come out of the north, and that's what's going to keep us cool, not only for Tuesday, but for Wednesday and the next several days, with highs staying in the 50s. So tomorrow, there you go. 40s and 50s will be the rule. And like I said, that trend is going to continue, not just for tomorrow, not just for Wednesday, but the next several days after that. So the details of the first alert forecast for tonight, there you go. Rain and thunderstorm chances not out of the question. Overnight lows will be in the upper 30s, low 40s. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Real quick, the balance of the 8-day has temperatures staying in the 50s. Halloween, which is Monday. I fixed the icon there. It was wrong on the last hour. Right now, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. The temperature's right around 58 degrees.
All right. Thanks very much, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up in sports, a few of our area high school volleyball teams, they are gearing up for a big Thursday night.
Plus, the Packers' 3-game skid comes right before the team they get set for the biggest challenge of the year. But Aaron Rodgers actually thinks it might be a good thing. Rob's next.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Defund the Police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we make it easy to get ready for winter. We're the cold weather experts, offering the gear and supplies you need to combat the cold, snowy weather ahead, all at fair and honest prices. Like 30% off zero exposure coats for the family, Tamarack winter boots, or buy one, get one half off. 50-foot Yellow Jacket extension cords, just $44.99. And this Comfort Zone cabinet heater, only $129.99. Plus, assorted pet supplements are 25% off.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Inflation's eating up all our savings.
Our home value is plummeting. Yet Biden and Mandela Barnes support a massive tax increase on middle-class families. Are you kidding?
Now Barnes supports hiring an army of IRS agents to audit working families. Who needs that headache?
How about Barnes starts worrying about paying his own taxes?
Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It was a promising start to the season for Green Bay, a big win over Tampa in Week 3, a 3-1 record going into Week 5, but it's been all downhill since then. The Packers find themselves under 500. They're 3-4 now on the year, 3 straight losses for the Green and Gold, and not too much good to take away from Sunday's game in D.C. Another Sunday and another incomplete performance from the Packers. It started well, the defense showing up in the first half. How about Devondre Campbell coming up with the pick 6? He takes it 63 yards to the house. Green Bay up 11 early in the second, but the offense a no-show in the second half. The defense following suit. Terry McLaurin getting whatever he wanted down the stretch. A late Aaron Jones touchdown cut the deficit to just 2. Too little, too late, though, as the Packers dropped their 3rd straight game. But after this one, number 12 says, hold on, this slump could be a positive thing for the team moving forward.
I'm not worried about this squad. In fact, this might be the best thing for us. This week, nobody's going to give us a chance. Going to Buffalo and Sunday Night Football, the chance to get exposed, shoot, might be the best thing for us.
On paper, it's not looking too promising for Green Bay. For the first time in Rodgers' career, the Packers are heading into the game as double-digit underdogs. The Bills are favored by 10.5. going into Sunday night's matchup. Shifting gears now to high school sports, the volleyball playoffs continue on Thursday night. Big matchup in Westby. The 32-1 Norsemen will be hosting Aquinas. The winner of that match punches their ticket to the sectional final. As for West Salem, the Panthers also in action on Thursday night. They'll be hosting Platteville. West Salem took care of the Hillmen back in September in straight sets. Should be an exciting night full of playoff action come Thursday. Well, the World Series is officially set. It'll be the Phillies and the Astros. Philly advancing in dramatic fashion. Bryce Harper with a epic two-run blast in the bottom of the 8th puts Philly on top in Game 5 yesterday. They advanced to take on a Houston squad that hasn't lost yet in the postseason. The Astros are 7-0. They completed a 4-game sweep of the Yankees last night. Game 1 is scheduled for Friday. On the hardwood, the Timberwolves will look to make it 2 straight tonight. Minnesota is back home to host the Spurs. After a shocking loss to the Jazz on Friday, the Wolves bounced back over the weekend, took care of the Thunder in OKC. Tonight, they'll look to improve to 3-1 on the year. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Connect with us on Twitter @News8News. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
I can see you in it. You got your Firm Plush, Ultra Plush Plus.
Just pretend I'm not here.
My name is Richard. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process, giving you the freedom to have a comfortable experience. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
Derek Van Orden was on the Capitol grounds on January 6. He broke past the police barricades and was part of a riot that injured over 100 cops. And some of them ended up dying. Now he wants us to believe he's a patriot? Mr. Van Orden, patriots defend their country. They don't try to burn it down.
I'm Brad Paff, and I approve this message.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
All right, here's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. Talk about a slap in the face. Temperatures only going into the upper 40s, low 50s. This after seeing temperatures in the 70s this weekend. We had a great weekend nonetheless, but now the cooler temperatures are here.
Okay, so what do you think? Mow your grass one more time?
Maybe this weekend.
Maybe this weekend?
Maybe. Upper 50s.
All right, we'll see.
All right. I mean, if you could fertilize now that we got rain.
Oh, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But not mowing. I think there's nothing else to do. I haven't seen a lot of grass growth at this point.
Yeah, I mean, now we're well into fall, so.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We appreciate your time. We'll see you at 10.